Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And welcome back, everybody. We are today going to reveal something that you can do in your life that is super simple, costs you nothing, and will change your life. And you probably don't realize it, but once you hear it, you're going to say, that was so easy. And you're probably going to say, how can that make a difference? We're going to explain all of that. And he is somebody who works with people all the time with his company, Masternomics. So many different products, services aimed at helping you move your life forward. Seriously, whether you're an individual, an entrepreneur, C-suite executive, doesn't matter. We all want to move forward and get the things we feel we deserve in life. And we're going to divulge one thing here today that's going to help you do that. Martin Glin is back with us. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, feeling good, excited, about life.
Same. And the thing that we're going to reveal here today is so simple, but I have to tell you, I didn't realize it until 4 years ago. Somebody pointed it out to me, and I just met this person, and they, after spending a little time with them, they said, "Why don't you do this?" And I said, I don't know. What are you talking about? What we're talking about here is living in the now, the present. I could tell you, how it's changed my life, but I want to hear from you, your view on why we should live in the now, why we should live in the present.
Yeah, it's very key to what we want. Living in the now, living in the present moment is realizing really the only time that we have is now. And the thing is, we live with these illusions of time. And when I say illusion of time, time is something that you can't never grasp. If I say, well, it's 10 o'clock right now, the moment I said 10, time keeps ticking. And so what we have to realize, the only time that really exists is right now. And what happens is we become slaves of our past. What does that mean? That means that when someone has a dream and they say, well, I want to make this business happen, or I want to go on a vacation, whatever I want to do. What happens is we create it as it's going to take time to get there. But in that dream state, the dream happened right now. And so what happens with us as people, we have to realize we can shift and we can go anywhere we want with our mind. And once we realize that we have a mind, and the mind can create, and the mind can think, and the mind can change things, and the mind can create reality with thought, then our thoughts can change right now. And once our thoughts change right now, our life will change right now, immediately. It's kind of like when I talk to people and then they're in a depressed state. I say, well, what are you depressed about? And they say, well, this happened in my childhood. Something traumatic happened in the past, and that was 10 years ago. But what happens is they dwell in that state all day, every day. And so that past is really not the past. It is their present, because they are victims or slaves to that past. If we realize we have the ability right now to create our reality, and if that reality is you owning whatever business and making X amount of dollars, if you think it right now and you feel it right now, it's happening right now. Right. So everything is a process, but the process starts right now with you making a decision. So to help people shift and transform, we have to realize we're living in now and not the future. We created this concept of the future that says, well, this will take 5 years. It will take 5 years to get there. What happens is when somebody looks at it and says, oh, this goal is so big, I don't have 5 years. It's going to take a lot of work. You're creating a distance, okay? So we can create and shift our reality by embodying it right now. So it's even what I tell people, even when I'm helping them create their affirmations, because there's something that they have to affirm. And they say, well, my business will make $100,000 a year from now. Because once you say it will, there's a separation. But if you embody it right now and say, my business makes $100,000 right now. Now, what happens is the first thing somebody says is, well, I don't really make it. But once you believe it, you start to accept it. and it starts to transform you, and transformative thoughts happen spontaneous right now. So we all have the ability to create our reality right now. It's something that no one outside of us can control. We was given that ability. If we know and we accept it and we tap into that power, there's nothing that we can't do.
So many things, so many different themes that you identified in what you just said. And I want to dissect a few of them. First off, my understanding is if you're not living in the now, the present, what are you doing? You're thinking about the past. What is that? Usually depression. Why are you thinking about it? Mm-hmm. There's a reason, and that kind of brings you down. The future, it didn't get here. Right. I don't know about you, but if you can guarantee me something that's going to happen in the future, guaranteed, but we need to talk right. even more. Right. So your anticipation of the future turns into anxiety. Yes, but when you live in the moment, right here, slice this second right here, bam, right there. And now here's another one, right there. Yeah. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's not right here, bam, right there, that second. I'm not thinking about that, lab results coming up. I'm not thinking about what that person did to me, 10 years ago. Right. No, right here. It's all good. And then on to another theme where you mentioned you believe what you want is happening now. Isn't that one of the top principles of manifestation?
It is.
Yeah.
If you believe, then you can achieve. And so, even in the Bible, it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? So you would transform yourself once your mind is renewed. And I like to say, well, what do we mean by renewed? We've got to unlearn the garbage that is programmed in our mind. And when I say garbage, it is limited beliefs and believing that you have no power. That's junk. We have all of the power. Yep. Now that is garbage, right? So we've got to unlearn that and throw it away and renew our minds. We've got to relearn again. And I like to say relearn because we had this ability. Everybody had this ability. When we were kids, we all used our imagination. We had no fear. A kid, right. I look at my little ones and they're running around and they're flying and they believe that. And they're so free and they're so daring and they're so willing to try anything. And, what happens is adults who act like children really, put these barriers on the mind of the child. And what happened is we slowly but surely started giving up our power. And our power is our ability to create our reality through using the imagination and using these powers that we all have, our creative thinking, our will, that ability. So what happens is we conform to a society, right? And so it says, do not conform to the ways of this world. And this world can be, a societal structure of a job. It can be whatever someone told you of this world. Renew your mind. And once your mind is renewed, there's nothing that you can't do. There's no business you can't have. Sure. There's no life you can't have. You can experience everything. But it all starts with the mind, right? And tapping into the power that we all have given up, because we've given up our power to use our imagination. But if we renew ourselves and you start imagining again, you will live in a now, which is a creative state, and you will recreate things with the mind first, because we have an internal creation, and then the external will come, your mind, and then it will manifest in your physical life.
I'm on your page. I really am. And it's funny if people say, aren't you acting like a child? You are acting like a child.
Right.
You are. And so am I. How are we doing that? Because we're acting on potentially the things that we dealt with as children. Like you said, the limiting beliefs. I get downloads of music. I've been playing music on the radio literally since I was 17. I won't tell you how many decades, and I still do.
Yeah.
And things come to me in song. Van Halen, song is called Right Now. Great song. I'll put it on at the gym. It just kicks me up. I'm going to call up the lyrics here for just a second, and it illustrates what we're talking about here. Don't want to wait till tomorrow. Why put it off another day? One more walk through problems built up stands in our way. I'm going to fast forward to the chorus, and hey, it's your tomorrow right now. Come on, it's everything right now. Catch that magic moment. Do it right here and right now. It means everything. And if you listen to that song, basically it says, it's enlightened me right now. What are you waiting for? Oh yeah, right now. Meaning, do it now. Yes. Why are you waiting? Why, like you just said before, my business is going to make a lot of money. No, it is. It's already here. All right. In your mind, it's not, but in the reality, why can't it be? You know, some of the ace manifestors say everything we want is right. It's here right now. It's at your fingertips. You just got to call it in by using the right mentality, the right mindset. I know it's not easy. And I'm still working on the manifestation thing. And I kind of gravitate toward, you want something, what do? We think about all the steps to get there. And then that just puts us steps back, right? Yeah. It muddies it all up. Right. Because the thing is, those lyrics are check it out. Good song. Yeah, I'm gonna, as you were saying, I'm like, that's the type of stuff that we need to listen to. I wish there was more music like that, Oh my gosh. And it's not to sound old here, but most of those songs are older, 80s, 90s, and another one, Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down. It's like 2 minutes and 34 seconds. I'll put that on repeat and play it like 10 times when I'm doing something at the gym. You could stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. and I believe in that. Right. Believe in what
and those words, that belief becomes the reality. And that's what permeates us and pushes us to be successful. And like you said, so what happens is we say, I want to do something. And then the first thing we start doing is saying, we look at, I got to do this, I got to do that. And what we say is, that's a lot of work. Yep. And then, the lazy gene kicks in, the procrastination. But because you try to plan it out so much, right? You overthought it. And I have a book that's called How to Write a Business Plan. So I'm not saying we don't need a plan, but more importantly than the plan is you believing, right, that it is a reality right now. Because what happens is if you focus on the outcome, you start to live in the outcome. And if the focus is acquiring a job or moving up the ladder, focus on the outcome. And what happens is where our attention goes, our energy flows. So if you're focusing on the outcome, your energy in order to achieve the outcome is going to make things happen for you. And so I always tell people, it's the way you talk to manifest and stuff. Well, I believe some of manifestation is not about belief. This is scientific reality. Yeah. Right. The thoughts that we have, we are manifestation beings. What does that mean? Regardless of where you're at in life, you help to manifest it, right? So the job you're at, it's a job. No one just whipped you and said, go get the job. You went and applied and filled out an application, but before you did the physical act, you thought about it. So so your reality is what you manifested. And if we accept that reality, and for some of us, it's hard pill to swallow because we might not like our job, or we might not like where we're at, or we might not like who we're married to. But the reality is you play a part in it. Just like I tell my son, I said, own it. When you own it, at first it will feel uncomfortable, but then there's ownership in it because if I messed it up, then I can fix it. So there's really power in the ownership and understanding that you manifest your life. How do we do that? Why does it become hard? What makes it easy? Listening to songs like what you just said, right? It could be a song, right? It could be, not getting on social media if you keep getting sidetracked, right? Stay focused on what you're focused on and you're manifesting with your thoughts. Your thoughts become things.
One of the ace manifestors, and I'm still studying him, and I have a book about him on my counter at home. I won't tell you, it's been a while since I got it, and I really need to intentionally read it. Tesla,
Yeah.
Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, everything he did was manifested. He dreamed it and it became a reality. And he's the one that invented the motor that's in your car, that's in your vacuum. He's the one, electricity. He teamed up, if you read his history, with Edison, and then Edison got the credit, and there was, but Tesla had like 300 patents and everything he did. And yes, he was a little obsessed with it. And the numbers 369, he used those in everything that he did. But he did it. And things that were not even thinkable, not even a thought, he made them come to reality because he manifested it. I believe we all can do that. We can, but is it, Martin, like a process of reverse engineering where you're starting at the end, the goal, and working your way back?
Yeah, you begin with the end in sight. So what I always tell people is you're starting your business, but what is the end game? Well, the end game, how does it look? And what happens is some of us really are afraid of success. So if the end game is a big house, and we got to make it what I consider finite, simple things. So if it's a big house and a nice car and whatever, right? Then let's begin with that in sight. Okay. Begin with that in sight. And if we live with that end in sight, our life is going to embody that, what we call the end. And then the end, what happens is you shift time, because that end physically becomes a reality. Now you're living in the mansion and you got money in the bank. And what happens is you don't stay there, you recreate again. And then you build another goal, you build another house, right? And so if you begin with the end in sight, have a vision of who you want to be and acknowledge it and say, I am that now. The most powerful words you can say is I am.
Yeah.
Because it shifts your whole body. When somebody says, I talk to people and they say, well, I'm poor, I don't have it. I say, don't say that, because whatever you say I am is a reality. You're bringing it into existence. You're stating it, right? So if you say I am poor, then you are poor. You think poor, So you have to say I am rich, I am wealthy. Well, are you lying to yourself? No. You really were born with the most important wealth, which was your mind. Now you're taking that great asset, the best asset you have, and you're transmutating, you're shifting it into paper money or a house, or if you consider wealth to have a wife or a husband. These are your forms of what you say matters to you, but you have the ability to use your infinite wealth, which is your mind, and turn it into whatever you want. But it starts with using the proper words, I am, and stating that, because whatever comes after I am is, that's the absolute that you have. So in your understanding now, say, I am this now, whatever that is to you. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am a great father. I am a great husband. This is what I proclaim because this is my reality. Okay. Now somebody might go back 20 years and say, wait a minute, you're saying that? Yeah, I said it back then and I embodied it, And it doesn't matter what you think about me. It matters what I think about me. So I am now. We all have the ability to shift our reality by stating who we are right now and embodying it and living in that moment.
Fear of success. You mentioned that a couple of moments ago. It's real. And you could have this idea for a business. I am going to create, it's here. I did it. It's happening now. But you may, in the back of your mind, say to yourself, it'd be great, and I know I can do it, but I have a job, and I'm afraid to leave that job to put the focus on this business plan, this idea, even though you believe in it. How do you make that transition? And of course, the other side of this is the beliefs that we have that we can't succeed. And that comes, back to your childhood, back to the limiting beliefs. So
right.
How do you step off one situation to focus on the other situation?
Well, there's certain techniques you can do, but right now, shocking realities should hit people. One should say, if not now, then when? And realize that the life, what we're calling life, our physical life, will expire. Now, if you eat right and live healthy, you can live to be 90, 100 years old. But the average life expectancy, for us, I think in America, is like 77. If you break that down, that's 4,004 weeks. So what we as people, we have to look at and say, we've tricked ourselves that we have time, right? This is what we call life is such a gift and such a blessing to experience things, right? But we can't waste that resource of time. So if not now, then when? So we have to a shocking reality should hit us, right? And to say, I can do it right now. Now, can you get another job? We know you can get another job, right? If you get fired, we know you've done that before, right? But what you call success is doing something you've never done. What can help you realize you have a certain amount of time here, and then pattern yourself after people that are successful in what you want to do. The reason why you should pattern yourself after them, because they've done what you want to do. And those people will empower you, and those people will give you the information, and it could be the books to read, it could be the right songs to listen to, it could be the simple things. And then what seems to be hard, you'll find out it's so simple, right? The people that are successful in what we want to do, they're people just like us that put on their pants and shoes. But what happened was they overcame that fear. And once you take a step, God or the universe takes a step towards you. What does that mean? Once you take a step and get involved, you attract things. It's like magnetism. It starts to come to you. But you have to be the one that takes the step. The law of abundance says there's enough energy, money, or whatever you want for all that really want it, and know how to acquire it and learn how to keep it. So whatever you want, there's plenty of it, but you have to learn, how do I get it? So to be successful in your business or field, you have to learn from someone that has done it. If they did it, it can be done.
There's nothing new. Everything that we experience is just a regurgitation or inspiration of something else. It really is. If you really look, we're out of time. I'm amazed that we went from talking about living in the now to manifestation. Didn't know we were going to, but they all go together. Martin, to help somebody move their life forward, live in the now, get the things that they truly feel that they deserve, it starts with coaching. Because, my realization of all of this, I wish I realized that there were people like you that can help. Because when I look back, I think to myself, like you said, losing a job, why did I worry about that?
Right.
Why the blank did I worry about those things? Because like you said, look at your history. You lose one, you get another one. It all works out. What's the best way to find you?
The best way, you can contact us on our social media. The email is masternomics1@gmail.com. Check us out. We're on YouTube every week with a podcast, dropping information like this to take you to another level. So send us a message. We can contact you, book coaching sessions, check out some of our courses, help us push this movement to shift people's reality. I'm a coach, and my job is to help you be the best version of yourself.
Love it. Right now, it means everything. Let's turn this thing around. And those are the lyrics. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and your family. And we'll catch up again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.